Okay, hello everybody. Right, it is 3 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon. So let's talk about. Basically, I'm trying to get the build of this game ready for Day of the Devs exhibit. We've written a lot of the back end, and the tree system is all completely new, so I'm currently in the middle of trying to get this working. I did finally finish the Witness yesterday, so I have some thoughts on that, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. Hello, Armut 2017 and Praetorian. Oh, it is late there. Thanks for joining the stream. Also, 13371139, hello. Okay, you know what? Let me post on Twitter and let everyone know that we are now live. Hey, Sasquatch Kittens. Welcome. Not all of them, but I did find them, yes. You know what? I would like a shortcut. Hey, Garrett P. Fist, welcome. So hold on a second. What I want? The tech I want David to add is a. Yeah. I'm sure others would be interested. Hey, Sensei, welcome back. Hopefully, it's not too late. Right. So, basically, what I'm doing at the moment is we're replacing trees. So we have this hierarchy color script that basically allows me to kind of tag objects, which makes it really easy when we're going through them. So now this is the tree room. Now that should go inside. Tree room contents. More endings. Alright, we're not gonna talk too much about the specifics just for people that are still what the hell? Why is this not letting me click? There we go. Alright. Okay, it looks like I'll need to redo these line meshes. They're all a little bit too long. So you can see that this is the soil on the ground. Oh, by the way, so all of these trees, SG. So what we've got now is very, very cool. Red. Okay, is that the wrong one? That is not a correct tree. Let's delete these two because we don't need them. Right. So need to check, make sure that they all grow at the start. Alright, now let's hit run and go inside and take a look around. So there's still a ton of bugs. Oh, so yeah, for everyone who's here tomorrow, same time, so 3 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Pacific, I am going to be taking half an hour to do a practice run of my GDC talk, which is so it's level design with impossible geometry. It's not going to be archived. And I'm not going to put it on YouTube afterwards since I'm giving this talk at GDC. But for those of you that are planning that won't be at GDC and would like to kind of hear about it tomorrow, you should tune in tomorrow. I'm not going to announce it either. So that's... Yeah, it's mostly just for people who've been kind of coming to the talks here. Hey, Weez202, hello, how's it going? Hey, New Biz. What's up? So for some reason, this guy... Okay, so for some reason the camera on this guy has the tree one disabled. I don't know why. The tree layer. So yeah, that'll be half an hour. It's still the talk still needs some tweaking, but I think it'll be pretty good. So yeah, if you're not going to be at GDC and would like to hear me talk about level design with impossible geometry, tomorrow 3 p.m. Central and 1 p.m. Pacific. All right. So that is not the color I want. Cool. Yes, let us talk at GDC. That is not at all the color I want. What the fuck? Jet user, hello. Mostly in architecture, so RMUT 2017 asked which architecture styles. It's a mix of styles, but the architects specifically are Frank Lloyd Wright and Tadao Ando. So there's a lot of like brutalism. Like I think brutalist architecture was a big influence early on. The problem though is that it's not the brutalist architecture. You end up getting a lot of flat surfaces with that, which actually doesn't work quite as well because I have no texture. So because they're using concrete, like you can still get a sense of scale in those games, in those buildings. Sorry, I'm like trying to work and think at the same time. Hello, Morgan Robinson. And in this game, I actually want to avoid flat surfaces a lot. The reason being that because I have no textures, when you're moving across a flat surface, you like cannot get a lot of visual feedback of things changing. So it ends up, you end up feeling like you're moving very slowly. But I've drawn a lot of stuff from Frank Lloyd Wright because he has a lot of like ornaments on his building. So they're not specifically in this level because this is one of the first levels in the game, so it's more functional than anything. But some of the levels in the later on become a lot more decorative. And then what's nice with Frank Lloyd Wright is he doesn't use curves a whole lot, and my game doesn't allow for curves. So it's an art style that fits well with the aesthetic. Why I don't understand why this blue is like so insanely ugly. What the fuck? What the fuck? I do plan on selling the game on Steam. However, I do not plan to go through Greenlight. I don't think I will need to go through Greenlight, actually. Is this part like missing collider or something? What the fuck? Oh yeah. There is gravity changing. Well, if you just know people at Valve, I mean, like, I can probably go through it because I'm with Indie Fund, and also yeah, I guess like going being a console game. Blow factor. It's actually not just Jonathan Blow. It's I think if you just know people at Valve, that helps. Hey, Nate Master Flash, what's up? Yeah, okay, so oh, okay, so we're missing this like one component that lets me make changes at runtime. Because the leaf color is disgusting in this. Oh, I feel like I'm just constantly, I'm fucking doing QA all the time. Okay, I'm trying to. Is that? Does that look like? Okay, no, that is lerping. Alright, so we've got a few problems. We're missing, there's like there's this thing called relativity utils, and what it does is this is where we manage the colors for all the objects. So you can see the watercolors, you know, tree band colors. That should actually be a much nicer blue. So I can just, it's nice because I can make the changes all in here and then it gets applied to everything. Now, for some reason, my leaves are turning out to be incredibly ugly. Let me see if... I don't know why, but my blue leaves are really, really ugly right now. They're that, like, nasty purple. Making art, eating food. Sounds like a good life. So there are a few problems with Steam Greenlight, because Wheeze202 was asking about it, which is that it does actually lower the perception of your game. So if you go through Steam Greenlight, you are pretty much capped at a certain price range, and it's just you know, like every game, a lot of games get through Steam Greenlight now, so it's sort of not really that big of a deal. Why is this all missing colliders? Man, I just feel like I'm half the time I'm doing fucking QA on this. Where is that good? Where is the tree leaf getting the color from? It's all messed up. And then there's a bunch of stuff that's missing box colliders. Okay. Okay, it's because they have box colliders instead of mesh colliders, and they shouldn't do. They shouldn't. Can you do something that's like... Yeah, and it's just like it's not. How do I search for, like, if I want all objects that have the name PB and Mesh Collider in it? Let's make sure Pro Builder has. So the problem is Pro Builder by default puts things as mesh colliders, and we actually ignore everything that has a mesh collider in it. So actually, you know what? It would almost be easier for me to just grab all of these. And make sure they all have. Fuck. Ah, we just have to go through them. Yeah, this is awful. Why can't I get everything? You should be able to take everything that has PB in it with a mesh collider. There probably is an asset in the store. Oh, okay. See, now Unity is frozen. Oh, come on. Come on, come on. Okay, there we go. And why is this like... Oh, fuck, we need to redo all of these. Ah! No. No. Ah. Oh well. Okay. Yep. Ah. We need to redo these. my god. Do not ever make a game. So the problem is that we've got this new system with the water. It needs everything to have box colliders instead of mesh colliders. Now the problem is that I have previously I used mesh colliders to try to merge everything, which now doesn't work with box colliders. And oh my god, I gotta go through and redo everything. It is so incredibly painful. Oh my god. Oh yeah, no, it should be 8 steps, 8 steps, and that'll be with the 5. No, there is a way, but it's more, it's like a little bit tricky right now. The problem is not just an optimization, is that I need to rebuild these stairs, because there's actually no way to go back and change this to box colliders again, because we merged them. But there is some stuff I want to get rid of anyway with this. Oh yeah. Okay, man, I really fucking hate. God damn it. Hey, Fur Trapper. We're just another day of game development in which I struggle with Unity UI and also lots of tech problems, and don't do any actual game design. Like, why the hell is everything fucking collapsed? How do I close everything? And where the hell is that tunnel? Jesus. This is such a nightmare. Okay, so we have to rebuild this. All right. All right, David, we gotta get on a call with David and talk about what's going on. So you guys will see all the problems, and I'll ask him about the script. It would actually be really nice to have one that is
Hello?
David.
Hey.
Okay.
All right. So, the stuff with glass.
Yes.
So, if you go to World 001, or if you just look at the glass objects that are created with the editor tool, they are broken into two pieces.
Glass and frame.
Yes. So, there's glass and frame. Notice that I think the problem might be that because glass objects are not, they are tagged as default, they essentially lose their, they're not part of the environment layer, so they get deleted.
Yes.
And also right now, a problem with them is that, for the whole window thing, there's a problem that they get mesh colliders.
Well, so the thing is, they can have only one of them needs.
Correct.
Actually, the thing is, it shouldn't be that. In most cases, you can put a box collider on either the glass or the frame.
So,
but sometimes you need, if you have a hole cut out, though in that case, we should just have 3 box windows. If we
that's
have
what
a
I'm
window,
saying.
yeah.
So if they're right now, I think I have a way in the window generator where I can break it into cube strips, and anytime there's a new cube strip, it's going to need to have new colliders, or it's going to have a new box collider because it can't resolve that shape as just being a square.
I can do it just instead of using the one where you do black to cut out a piece. It's just always, I would just kind of draw around it.
Sure.
Make separate blocks, and then that way we can always just put the box collider on either the frame or glass.
Oh, so instead of making the whole picture, you just generate a few piecewise ones?
Yeah, if there's a hole in the middle, right, we would generate 4 pieces around it.
Yes. So,
instead of having to figure out how the box colliders are going to go inside.
Gotcha. So you would prefer that?
Yeah. I think that's actually easier than trying to because otherwise, there are pretty rare cases to have a hole in the middle.
Sure, but even if there's a hole at the bottom.
Yeah, but it's rather than you having to come up with some weird system to know how to do that, it's actually not that hard for me to just do it.
Okay, if you don't mind, that'd be...
Yeah.
Yeah, what the crappy part, though, is you'll probably have to redo a decent amount of these windows. The good news is...
Well, can't I just... Well, the good news is that we've generated them, so it's just a placement thing.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, so the ones that are there, if anything, we just need to flag them with the right tags or put the collider on the right object.
So, you've generated... The thing is, they're designed now. Making them is no longer...
Yeah, because you just have you just basically go through and either load up the script that or the shape that you've already drawn, or you know what I mean.
Yeah. By the way, hello, Archer Robin Hood. He says he remembers the window. Yeah, we've been working on this for a while. So, okay, yeah. So the window, we need to get that. So why don't we just put the box slider on either the frame or the glass, and then figure out.
Yeah, I'll look at the pipeline and see which one makes more sense for it to go on right now, and then I'll just let you know what needs to be done.
So what am I working on right now? Oh, right. So I'm replacing the staircase. Okay, is there a way? Can we just do a quick script that takes a lot of PB objects and turns them. It finds if it's like if it's got the PB hyphen cube and it has a mesh collider, replace it with a box collider.
Oh, just because you're going back through.
I'm going back through all levels, and then it just that Unity has like such a terrible search system.
Could you just type mesh collider?
Yeah, but then it shows all the other. It shows like all the glass objects. I can't type like mesh collider, comma, PB.
You can't do multiple filters?
You can't do multiple filters.
You've looked it up?
Well, it's not letting me.
Well, no, I'm saying like in like. Hold on. Okay, let's see.
Because the thing is, all the PB stuff actually have different names. They always have they're like PB cube and then a slightly different number.
Yeah.
Um.
Hold on a second. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So it's like it should just be like whatever in the scene is tagged as environment and has like PB hyphen cube. And it's got a mesh collider. Get rid of that and put in a box collider. Because it does this thing in the hierarchy where if you can like.
Well, I can't. What is it? I can't necessarily do that because what about ghost steps?
No, I'm saying if it's a mesh collider and it's tagged environment and the name of the object starts
tagged
with
environment.
PB hyphen cube.
Yeah, because ghost steps.
Right. It's only I only want to do it with the probuilder cubes.
Yeah.
And the problem right now is that inside the hierarchy, they keep like. So it's first of all, it's not alphabetically ordered, so you can't just select all of them at once. And then when you select it, like the window keeps the scroll bar like keeps moving away. It's like really annoying. I haven't even finished doing all of that for World 1, and then I'm like, oh fuck, all the other worlds, World 028. Because I think some of them must have been built. At some point, we switched to box colliders as the default preference for ProBuilder. But for a while, it was mesh collider, so I think that would definitely be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like, it just goes through, searches, replaces mesh collider with box collider.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm starting to sort of replace a bunch of that stuff.
Okay.
When you say so, even with disabling the global fog, and then just turning ambient light to white. That's what you're talking about?
Not ambient light, fog to white.
Disable global fog.
Yes, and then use built-in Unity fog and set it to white.
I thought deferred lighting doesn't work? Doesn't have fog?
It doesn't, well, so...
Oh, it doesn't work with opaque objects? Is that... Okay.
Let me see. One sec.
Hello, Zeus Monolith. We are just another typical day of game development in which it is white.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, because the problem is if you disable the global fog, if you're looking up, that's not a big problem. But if you look down, then you can see the colors pop in.
Yeah, I have.
Right, like. Let me.
1 second. I have. I wonder if it would. Ugh, this is so annoying. This fog thing is really annoying.
Ah! Yeah, and it's that and the leaf. There's got to be a way around it. We should ask. Well, I suppose GDC would be a good time to just ask everyone about that.
Yeah. I posted about it in that one chat, and I haven't heard anything back yet, but
No.
I will. I still have some other ideas, which again, I want to get the rest of stuff working first, but then
Sure,
attack
yeah.
that. Just because the other things definitely need time
We
still.
could
And
always do not transparent for the leads if it comes down to it.
at worst, yeah, we
At
can.
worst. But yeah, let me know the PB mesh collider replace, because that one is actually preventing me from. That one's just that you can land on stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, let me. Okay, and then there are some like prefabs. It's a lot of the stairs, the staircase.
This is in
segments
World
I'm replacing
001?
to- Well, it's in everything, but
Yeah.
but yeah, that's the one prefab I've got where I've merged. So I'm just replacing,
Gotcha.
and I'm gonna go through and actually replace all the stairs in the
Okay.
level. But the mesh collider to box slider script, I'm gonna use it for all the other scenes as well.
Yeah.
Basically
Okay.
everything built before this
Yeah.
month's.
I'll
Yeah.
throw it into the like I don't mesh utils maybe. Okay. Or where do you want that?
Miss.
Miscellaneous. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
All right. Yep.
See ya.
See ya.
Oh God. Okay. Please don't ever make a game. My God, this is such a nightmare. Where is my tunnel? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's get back to it. Or maybe don't make a game with a small team. Dark App! Hello! Hey, by the way, Dark App, thanks for those videos. They're fantastic. That guy's really good. It, like, actually, I was like, oh. Yeah, so I am actually doing low bar and not high bar. And I have been, I think my squat depth is low enough, but I could probably go lower. Oh, fuck. Yeah, he's also just like super go straight to the point kind of thing, which I really, really like. But yeah, I want to start, because the only barbell exercise I've been doing is the bench press and the squat. Or I have done deadlift once, and I like to sort of make that my, as much as possible, use the barbell and not machines. Alright, so... Oh, so this is actually... This is a really neat... What? Why is this off now? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so this is actually a really cool thing with the stairs that I learned from this guy Benoit Stroder, who is actually an environmental artist at Quantic Dreams in France. They made Heavy Rain, David Cage's studio, and I used to have the stairs sort of directly underneath each other. So this is, like, you can see I have stairs right in. So the way I would make these sort of stairs inside hallways is I just took it and I made it directly underneath. Now, the problem is you can see people were like, when they were going up the stairs, they're like, man, it feels like the ceiling all of a sudden gets really low. And you can sort of see why this is happening, right? Because this is as you're going upwards and you're sort of seeing the floor go up, and then your head is here. So what if you look carefully, you'll notice that the diagonal distance, right, is much like if you were kind of drawing a line orthogonal to the slope here, that distance is a lot smaller than the distance here. If we were drawing an orthogonal line from the ground up here, this is like 4 units, and this is like 2.5, maybe even 2. And for a long time, I just thought that but I needed the hallway to work both ways, right? And I just thought that was sort of a constraint of this game, that I just had this problem. And then this was during SIGGRAPH, and he's like, yeah, so this was like for a year. I just thought this was a problem. I was like, it's unfixable. And then he was like, all you gotta do is just stagger them. And now you can see the distance. Like here, now they just feel so spacious. And this was, I remember he told me, and he like explained this to me on the show floor at SIGGRAPH, and I like almost fell over. And it's so simple. It was just like, imagine thinking something is impossible for about a year, and then someone gives you a solution, and it's so insanely simple. You're like, how did I not see that before? But that was sort of one of my favorite moments during the development of this game. I think a really good example of how just like a little bit of experience can really help you. So now what I want to do is oh, and yeah, for those of you that are just joining, tomorrow 3 p.m. Central, during this normal stream time, I am actually going to be doing a practice run of my GDC talk, Level Design with Impossible Geometry. So if you're not going to be at GDC, this would be, and you wanted to kind of hear about that, this would be a good, cool stream to pop in. It's not going to be archived, and I'm not going to post it on YouTube, at least not right now, because, you know, I want people to come to my GDC talk. But yes, I'm gonna be talking about, you know, working with 3D world wrapping, and then kind of different problems I've had, and sort of techniques that work well. So you can see we've got a lot of slides. There's 174 slides in total. But yeah, I'd love to get your guys' feedback on it. So yeah, so I'm not gonna like announce it on Twitter or anything. So it's mostly just for people who've been catching the stream. This yellow. Cool. Well, you know, if I've learned anything, is you want to make something small, because even then you'll get so many problems. like even with this art style, just the amount of like editor tools we've had to write and kind of the optimization problems that we face has been pretty severe. I thought this was going to be a small game, and it's turned out to be really big. I mean, yeah, if I had more experience, I probably would have. I think choosing a 2D game would have been a lot better. I was actually talking to Brett Taylor. He's working on this game, Limelight, and I think that's like a really, really good scope for an indie game. You know, it's 2D, but it's very polished, and I think making something like that is much better than what I'm doing now. And the problem is with such a long development cycle, so much has to change. Like we do have to kind of stay updated with, like when I talked to Carl of ProBuilder, he was like, yeah, you know, most people just sort of pick a version and kind of stick with that until they ship their game. But we've had to upgrade with them, and so we end up dealing with a lot of problems. And we have to do that because, you know, PlayStation updates their SDK, and then we need to update Unity. And if we're updating Unity, then we got to update the plugins, and so on and so forth. So, and like I think that's stuff you don't think about when you're planning, but they end up becoming taking up a huge chunk of your time. And like, okay, you see like Unity updates, we update to Unity 5.3 and it's got this new numbering system. And then now I gotta deal with that. Like, there's just so, it's like so hard to get into this like flow state. Yeah, like even if you're doing mobile, right? Like all the stuff that Pretoria in 1978 mentioned, and it's like we are doing single player. We're not doing multiplayer. There's not going to be leaderboards. You know, there's no like cross-platform purchase or whatever, right? But even then, it's just like, oh my god, our problems are massive. So. And to think I was doing this on my own for much of it too. Okay, so yeah, you can see I've gone ahead and updated this prefab. So now all the stairs are done. Yo, like we're not even talking about design problems. And don't get me started, but doing UI in Unity is so incredibly painful. My god, I wish it was the old system. Which I guess wasn't as efficient, but this new one, it's like... Oh, I don't know that design philosophy. But, okay, enough about me complaining. Let's see if we can. We'll just do these by hand. You know, sometimes oh shit. Okay, so we are replacing all the PB cubes. And GUI. Yes, having people that can help you out with art assets is good. Oh my god, why did I name this path? Okay. So. Alright, let's make one more tree. So in this case now we're looking at yellow. And I don't really like that design. Oh, so we wanted to like select this thing on by default when I hit the generate prototype tree button, and then it zooms in, and then it's like, okay, I'm like, never mind, that's actually not that helpful for me, because then I have to zoom out to look at the tree. Okay, you know what? Let's just go with this one. So now I gotta do some pruning. Yeah, it is good, but I think where Unity could really benefit from is if they were also a game developer and not just an engine developer, because then I think they would really start to. I think they would understand the game maker mentality a lot better. And I think that's like the big advantage with using Unreal is that Epic, they're making games as well, and I think that's very evident in just like the kind of tools that are available to them. You know, like it should have this in-game console, but of course, like it. I think financially, Unity would not want to get into the game making industry, right? Because it is. Actually, I think their business model of making the engine is much better than making games. Hey, has anyone played The Witness? This looks like a witness puzzle. XCOM is made with Unreal. Um, You know, the thing with I did look at I have seen the credits. I do think the finalized single gravity tree. Yes, okay. It doesn't have Pro Builder though, which is I'm so used to this level design framework. I did look at it for a little while. I don't think Antichamber took 7 years. I think I think it's actually much closer to 3. I mean, the 7 years is more like he had been experimenting with different things, but I think right. It was like a bunch of things that experiments that like eventually evolved into Antichamber. But I think the part when he was like, okay, I'm now making this game, that I think was closer to about 3 years. Because a lot of those prototypes started when he was a student. So yeah, I think the sort of ideas in the game were kind of 7 years, but and I think a lot of it was not necessarily due to engine problems. Like what's that game? Jazzpunk is, for example, I think you know that game took 5 years, and part of that, talking to Luis and Hernandez, is that they switch engines like 3 times. Yeah. I think a lot of that was just was not like unreal. Hey, I'm working my butt off. All right, let's make this. The problem with yellow is it's so hard to see. Yep, that's not good. Oh man, still can't see. Okay, that is an ugly color, but at least I can see it now. What the hell is this? That's Obviously not working. You know what? Let's make it. Let's just make it bright purple. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit too explicit. Whatever, it's fine. Have I tried making build of MG for VR? I have not. There's a lot of problems with this game for VR, so I'm not even going to bother with that. Alright guys, it is 4:14. I am going to take a break. I need to go get my laundry from the dryer in the basement. So yeah, anyway, it's just gonna be more painful stuff. Hopefully once we start to get the pipeline, I think after GDC, a lot of what we're doing this week and next week is trying to get this ready for Day of the Devs exhibit at GDC, and I think after that we'll pretty much have a. Well, I think we are working on having a good pipeline down, like a good level loading system, optimization process. We've got a lot of editor tools, so I'm hoping that after GDC we really, I can just kind of get into level design and not worry about anything else. Level design and marketing, and then so yeah. And tomorrow, so for everyone who's here, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a preview of my GDC talk, Level Design with Impossible Geometry. It's going to be about sort of working with row wrapping, kind of what impossible geometry is, some of the problems I face and techniques I've come up with, and it's going to be 30 minutes long. So it's not going to be archived. It's not going to be posted on YouTube. It's more a practice run for GDC. But if you're not going to GDC and you wanted to hear the talk, tomorrow would be a good time to tune in. That'll be 3 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Pacific. So anyway, I'm going to take a break and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you all for stopping by. And if you like the stream, you should definitely follow